So the issue in front of the CDMA industry, in front of the 3G industry really, is how do we exploit the full potential of 3G by maximizing the return on the assets, return on the investments in the existing networks. So today I'm going to cover 4 things. One is optimizing spectral efficiency. So this is all about achieving the maximum hertz per spectrum possible. Smart growth, talking about optimizing the data traffic and managing that across the network. Enabling the new revenue streams from data, monetizing the data, as mentioned, it's critical to continue growth in the networks. As you can see, majority of the data, the traffic is going to be from data. And then lastly, ensuring that we have a seamless path to LTE. So in exploiting the full potential of 3G, the CDMA community has developed a roadmap going into the next decade to provide better services and ensuring the full utilization of the assets. We're fully committed to doing that. So as we get into more detail, optimizing spectral efficiency. Optimizing voice on fewer carriers enables us to free up spectrum for more data carriers. So in optimizing spectral efficiency, as I mentioned, it's all about driving the maximum use of erlangs per hertz or bits per hertz for data. This is critical in terms of optimizing the spectral efficiency. So we know that in a lot of the legacy networks, some of the operators are still using old vocoders, are still on EVRC. So just by upgrading to EVRC plus QLIP plus some of the other techniques, they can achieve some gains of capacity on voice. And as already mentioned, yes, BJ?
Just a question. I mean, if you look at most modern technologies, LTE or 3G, now I said if you look at most of the modern technologies, the spectral efficiency is close to theoretical. So how much more you can optimize, like?
Spectral efficiency gains in 1x advance, specifically on voice. We can actually expecting triple the capacity, voice capacity gains, so from 26 erlangs to 94 erlangs with the introduction of 1x advanced. Thereby, it's extremely spectrally efficient, and in doing so, we're freeing up spectrum for data.
So, BJ,
maybe we're talking 2 different things here.
So what Kathleen is correct, but I think what you're saying is that we're reaching Shannon's limit as far as spectral efficiency, and how are we able to squeeze out more efficiencies? So, as Kathleen says, 1x advanced does that. A lot of what we're doing is getting rid of interference. We're using more efficient vocoders. We're doing a lot of things, and Patrick will go into some of that later. But there are certain things to do. And the other thing is once we reach Shannon limit, spectral efficiency, and this applies to WiMAX as well as LTE, is that we're moving into the spatial diversity domain. So we're actually going to create heterogeneous networks that you'll see on the data side.
Right.
Okay, fair enough.
So the same type of improvements we can see on the data side with EVDO, with introduction of the multi-carrier EVDO, RevV, we can increase the user experience. We can increase the forward and reverse link performance by up to 50%. So some of the simple software solutions enabled by multi-carrier EVDO will actually increase the reverse link and forward link performance, as well as then introducing techniques to optimize and manage the data across the network with DO Advanced. Now here's the area of smart growth that we talk about, and this is optimizing the network performance. So in the area of smart growth, or spatial growth, as we're just alluding to, we see a lot of new opportunities, including small cells now. Small cells being femtocells for residential use, picocells for indoor-outdoor use, and then what we're referring to as a metrocell, larger for data offload solutions. So in doing so, there will be a lot of network management routines that will need to be implemented to manage the macro network with the small cell or the micro network. And then in terms of new revenues, CDMA is a perfect platform to introduce some new revenue generating applications such as video streaming or real-time video applications, video telephony. And going into the future, as Joe was just alluding to, machine-to-machine communications for CDMA networks is a whole new area for revenue generation and monetizing of the network. And then all of the CDMA vendors are committed to providing the seamless path to LTE, optimizing the assets to ensure that we have a graceful migration to LTE when LTE is available to the operators when in their own timetable. Not all operators have sufficient spectrum to be able to deploy LTE, so we are committed to providing the optimization of their existing networks to enable that migration when the time comes. So in summary, multi-carrier EVDO and 1X Advanced are future possibilities, and actually multi-carrier EVDO is now, 1X Advanced soon, will enable operators to free up spectrum for additional 1X EVDO or LTE data requirements. 1X and 1X Advanced provide the circuit switch voice to the LTE networks and other data-only networks. Enhanced HRPD is a software application that provides the extended DO coverage for LTE networks with an LTE DO handoff. Not only does it provide that extended coverage, but it allows the operator to experiment and to introduce policy management techniques between the two technologies to better manage and bill for data usage on their networks. But as I mentioned, macro cells will not go away, but with the introduction of small cells, the industry is going to need better network management routines for optimization, commission, and management of the cells across the network. And Alcatel-Lucent, as well as my colleagues in the room, are committed to support CDMA and our customers with deploying these type of improvements to our customers over the next decade. Okay, thank you. Anything else? Questions?